Surviving Infidelity. Update. Just filed for divorce on wife in affair fog, wayward wife is gone. Original post, I can't believe I am at this point in my marriage right now. A month ago, I would have never guessed this would happen. Up until this point, our marriage was great, never left each other's sides, great intimacy, dates every weekend, and always had each other's backs no matter what. I have done everything in my power to make sure she has had a great life. After knowing a man at the gym for about 2 months, my wife started an emotional affair with him. Fun fact, I would also like to add that this guy has 3 different gym memberships for different gyms. After confronting her about it, she refused to stop seeing him. She says she's in love with him, and they send each other flirty texts and nudes. She suddenly says that she hasn't loved me for a while and that affair partner makes me feel like a woman. However, the love seemed so real up until this guy came into the picture. Ever since seeing this guy, she is like a completely different person, cold, resentful, and completely not interested in me. After doing the pick-me dance for 2 weeks, I professed my love for her for the final time and ended it with saying it's him or me. Her answer was, I don't know what I want. I stormed out of the house, outed her to my parents and my in-laws, and contacted affair partner's girlfriend. After this, wayward wife got pissed at me saying I'm a pissy for telling our families. When she found out I told affair partner's girlfriend, she went berserk, started yelling, pushing me, throwing things. She then started saying to me that we are finished and we have no chance. The affair still continues. Wayward wife and affair partner pretended like they stopped seeing each other just to get affair partner's girlfriend to get off of his back. If wayward wife and affair partner are so in love, why won't he dump his girlfriend? Since then, I have implemented the 180. I've also found messages of wayward wife and affair partner talking about what their babies might look like. They're going on dates in public, and the affair has gotten physical. I decided enough was enough and filed for divorce. She will be getting blindsided by papers in 10 or so days. She probably would never expect me to do this, but that's a good thing. I need to show her that I'm serious, and that I am not her second choice. On the day she served, I plan on going nuclear, telling our families what all she's been up to lately with affair partner, showing proof of continuing affair and physicality of affair to affair partner's girlfriend, cutting off her gym membership, separating my money from our joint account, and making her get out of the house. I am so scared of her getting served and doing all of these things, but I know it needs to happen if I want any chance of lifting the fog. My hope is to save my marriage by dropping an atomic bomb on it, but I'm prepared for the worst. Where I live, spouses need to separate for 6 months before any divorce can be finalized. If she doesn't come back for me in that time and implement the changes I need from her, then I know there was nothing to save. It'll be tough if that's the outcome, but I'll be okay and grow stronger from it eventually. Now for the top advice before reading the update. Brother, you need to let go the idea of her. It seems, even after all the disrespect, you are hoping that she comes back to your life. Reconciliation is possible when both agrees. She would come back when the affair partner kicks her. If you take her back again, she will do it again. Don't be disrespected. You deserve better. Affair partner will kick her back. He is still with his girlfriend for a reason. Eventually his wife will crawl back to him. He shouldn't take her back. She will not come back for the right reasons. She will come back because he is her backup plan. When he told her to choose between him or affair partner, she replied that she didn't know what to do. That's womanese for, when my affair partner tells me he will dump his girlfriend for me, I will divorce you. However, when he dumps me, I will stay married to you. This is basically what is happening here. He should just divorce her and get her out of his life. Full no contact forever. Hell no. There is nothing to save here. You're in the reconciliation fog. Damn, that's one I haven't heard before. You're potentially spitting facts though. I am not trying to be mean. I am so proud of you for filing. It's just she's totally crapped on your life together. And she doesn't deserve your continued effort to save something she destroyed. Wishing you the best. Coming to the slow realization that despite my hopes and wishes, there is really nothing to save here. It's time to move on for real, as hard as it may be. I deserve so much better than her. Even before all of this happened, for the last 1 to 2 years, she never put much effort into being a great partner. I've been clinging to the idea of staying with her because she's the first and only girl I've ever been with. I'm only 25, and this relationship is all I've known for 10 years. She's gone. The woman I grew up with and married is dead. She's changed, I've changed. That's no excuse for the affair though. Everything will be more than okay without her eventually. My best course of action is to have her served, have her move out, work out who will get what as amicably as possible, do the 6 months and be done with it. Thanks for all of the kind words, harsh words, and advice everyone. And now for the update. About a month and a half ago when I made this post, I thought I was through doing the pick me dance. But looking back, I definitely still was. I had this fantasy in my head that having her served would finally wake her up, but that wasn't the case. She was thankful for the divorce. Like I said on my last post, in the state I live in, after the initial filing the couple must be separated for 6 months before the proceedings begin. I decided not to go completely nuclear to not ruffle any feathers. Let me tell you, whenever people on this sub say to divorce while wayward spouse is in a fair fog because you'll get a better deal, listen to them. She let me have our house, our dog, and pretty much anything I wanted to keep. She also agreed to sign a court order saying she can't come after me for spousal support. She moved out today. It was probably the most bittersweet thing I've ever been through. On one hand, living with her for the past 2 months was absolutely brutal. On the other hand, it feels like a huge chapter of my life is coming to a close. I cried pretty hard the moment she walked out, but I know this is absolutely for the best. Her and affair partner are still talking and sneaking around, and he still has his girlfriend. Wayward wife is naive as hell and still neck deep in the fog. I'm still shocked by how infidelity changes a person's whole personality. My wife and I were together for 10 years, and she was legitimately my best friend. We had all kinds of plans for our future. Once affair partner came into the picture, she could barely tolerate me. She absolutely resented me and could not stand to be around me for the past 2 months of living together, and I was way more civil than I should have been. You'd think I was the one who cheated lol. I'm starting to come to terms with the fact that she may have been a covert narcissist. Back when I made my initial post, I was a broken mess. I could barely eat or sleep, and I spent most of my time lying in bed. I've come such a long way in a month and a half. I feel so much better. I still mourn what once was and what could have been, but it doesn't occupy the majority of my thoughts anymore. Individual counseling has helped greatly. I've been hitting the gym, leaning on family and friends for support, and re-pursuing my hobbies. I've also got a few new hobbies lined up that I'm really excited to try. Since she legally can't come after me for spousal support, I decided that finding a new and higher paying job would be a good change of pace for me. I have a few interviews lined up that look really promising. Also, a ginormous thanks to everyone who posts in this sub. Your stories and advice have also helped me immensely in my healing. I realize that I've already been through the worst of what will be one of the most traumatic events of my life, and that gives me this strange sense of confidence and fearlessness that I've never felt before. This separation period will be a new start for me. I can take my life in any direction I want to. I feel more empowered than I have in my entire life. I don't know what the next 6 months has in store for me, but I know that I will evolve into the best version of myself during it. For any betrayed spouses out there struggling, it doesn't matter how much they gaslight, blame shift, or rewrite history. I encountered all of this up until the moment she moved out. Cheating is not your fault, and you are enough. Your wayward spouse could have tried to talk about any relationship issues with you or just ended things like an adult. They chose the most hurtful, immature, and cowardly way out. Wayward spouses are weak people who have serious character flaws. You can make it out of this in one piece, and you can heal in a short amount of time. This may be some of the most generic advice on this sub, but just take it one day at a time and focus on yourself. Like, actually put in the work to focus on yourself. It absolutely works. Now for some comments. Have you given the affair partner's girlfriend the continuing info about the affair? For now, I've just decided to just sit back with a bucket of popcorn and watch the mess unfold. I don't want her to become vindictive once the proceedings start in 6 months, and doing this would definitely make her vindictive. As much as I want to tell affair partner's girlfriend everything, I need to look out for myself. I don't blame you, but as soon as the paperwork is done, blow up their little lie and watch the crap hit the fan. Oh, and watch out for her come crawling back once the thrill of the affair is gone, talking about how she made a huge mistake and it's you who she realizes she wants to be with. Stay strong and tell her that she made her bed, now sleep in it. This comment. I left my kid's dad after his continuous supposed emotional affair. Claims he never been physical. Well, still a year later claims I'm his soulmate. That he will be better, he wants his family back. I keep telling him to leave me alone, he doesn't listen. Good on you, dude. Keep on focusing on yourself and don't jump into any new relationships too fast. Be prepared for her to beg for you back after she finally realized the dude isn't gonna leave his girlfriend. Don't let her talk her way back into your life. But also, be prepared for her never waking up from the fog. Don't live your life waiting for her to come to her senses. As good as it would feel to hear her beg for you back, The honest best case scenario for you is that you never hear from her again outside divorce proceedings. She'll be back one or two more times next week to pick up a few more things, but I fully plan on going no contact afterward. Sounds like this is working out for the best for you. The mask is off your wayward wife and you see her for the person she truly is. She is a damaged person with a black hole in her soul that no longer can suck the life force out of you. It is perfectly acceptable to mourn your loss and shed a few tears. You'll recognize red flags in the future, but don't let them control you to the point you refuse to open your heart to someone else, punish your next partner for what your ex did, or sabotage your future relationships. Been there, done that. Took a while to get past what my first wife and several other serious relationships did to me, but I did finally get to marry the true love of my life, married 15 faithful years and going strong. Yep, I definitely understand that I can't bring my current issues into another relationship. The plan is to just focus on myself, at least until the divorce is finalized. I'm confident that I'll know when I'm ready to start dating again. Now for the last story. Do not take her back, she isn't worth it. I really need to get this off my chest. In a reply to a previous post, someone commented on how well I dealt with my ex's infidelity and it was a lot better than men who clung to their cheating wives and begged them to stay. I replied that I cannot speak for other men, but throwing my ex out was the only thing I could think of, and that was true. I had never thought seriously of what I might do when I was cheated on, but I knew forgiveness was out. Anyone who cheated on me was to be kicked to the curb. Nearly a month or so later, I have felt the need to contradict myself. I want to say something to the man who begged their cheating wives to stay. I want to grab you by your shoulders and shake the hell out of you while screaming in your face. Why? Some of the cheating and subsequent making up stories I've read here are unbelievable, and have made me shake my head in disbelief. Have you guys no self-respect? Or was that auctioned off to the lowest bidder? That a cheat cheats, lies, gaslights, blackmails, and does the same crap over and over is not new. Infidelity has probably been around since the beginning of time. But why would someone undervalue themselves so much that they feel that they cannot survive this alone? Why the burning need to Stockholm themselves? Would you eat someone's fresh, steaming vomit off the floor and then proceed to lick the floor clean? That is what going back to, or staying with a cheat means to me. It is the ultimate degradation of oneself. Folks might say that reconciliation is a viable option, and that the cheat has shown genuine repentance and is willing to work together, and that she has made romantic overtures and has even initiated intimacy a few times since. I laugh when I read tidbits of self-affirming tripe like this. Confirmation bias is far from the truth. And if you agree to go to couples counseling, which will be her last-ditch weapon to get you to stay, congratulations. Your manhood now has a foot in the grave and the other on a banana peel, but you do not know it yet. Even if your woman is being repentant, is shedding a million tears, is groveling on her knees, and is begging you to take her back, think of what she was doing days, weeks or even months ago. Think of her actions then, not her words now. Think of the lying, the scheming, the planning, the booking of seedy motel rooms, the walking around like thieves, the million meals shared, the days or nights spent entwined together in bed, including sometimes in your marital bed, that particular bedroom activity she allowed him but never you, the backseat activities in parking lots, your hard-earned money spent on him, her friends who enabled it and egged her on, the crumbs she threw at you while laughing internally at your foolishness, the guilt she made you feel when you expressed a suspicion, the endless trips taken, the emotional trust placed in someone else. The list goes on. A few tears now should not and cannot erase what took place. Wake the hell up, and do not take her back. Edit. One thing I missed out mentioning in this post is the difference between a mistake and a choice. A mistake is me adding too much sugar to my coffee without realizing it. One simply does not make the mistake of infidelity. It is most definitely a choice. So that excuse "it was just a drunken mistake" holds no water at all. Now for the top comments. Thank you. This is what I needed to read. I have been thinking about canceling the divorce because she says she changed. Reading this reminded me that her words mean nothing without action and there has been no improvement. So truly thank you. Most welcome. Hope you find happiness, and soon. I'm very anti-reconciliation purely because most of the time, it's not the betrayed spouse's own, thought-out choice. It usually comes from more manipulation by the cheater. Begging and pleading and pretending to be sorry. And a cheater is not begging for reconciliation for the betrayed's benefit. Oh no. It's yet again, for their own. Only a piece of crap cheater would continue to manipulate their spouse immediately after D-Day, while they are traumatized. Cheaters know this is the best time to pounce with their crocodile tears and sniveling. When their betrayed spouse is the most vulnerable, confused and incapable of making any rash decisions. Cheaters know if they give their significant others an ounce of breathing space, they might just rightfully leave them. If people insist on reconciliation, there needs to be at least a 6-month trial separation with no contact where possible, so that the decision to go back is made entirely by the betrayed spouse, with no coercion from the cheater. If the cheater is genuinely sorry and remorseful, they will wait. This is precisely what happened in my case. Even after receiving the papers and engaging an attorney of her own, she was blowing my phone up to the point that I blocked her for an hour. Then I took this time to let her know through my lawyer that reconciliation is out. She thought I might be vulnerable and asked her to get back home. No way. The calls and messages stopped soon after. That 6 months no coercion trial period is a great idea. That will give the betrayed spouse enough time to process and work through everything. As a woman, I agree. For any women dealing with cheating husbands/boyfriends, please look past the female pronouns here and just absorb the facts. Don't delude yourself into believing they'll be faithful from now on after you taught them that they can crap all over you and you'll stay. Cheaters are gonna cheat, period. It's just a matter of time until they give themselves permission to do it again. The groveling and tears are just a panic response at getting caught. They don't regret what they did, they're just scared of losing the cushy life they have with you, and they'll do anything to convince you they're so sorry and they'll never do it again. But where was all that guilt and shame when they were with the affair partner? They weren't in some fugue state, they made choice after conscious choice to abuse your love and trust, knowing exactly how much it would destroy you. They did it because they wanted to. I don't know, maybe I just don't get it. Maybe I've never truly loved anybody enough to forgive them showing me the worst, most cruel form of disrespect. But I could never look at a partner who betrayed me like that with anything but disgust. As one is full of cheaters blubbering out excuses and traumatized betrayed spouses suppressing their natural instincts to leave, anxiously snooping through phones, hoping the cheater picks them, and forgiving D-Day after D-Day after D-Day. What's the point? That's no way to live. What prize do you win for putting yourself through that misery? You win a fundamentally selfish partner who you'll never be able to trust again, who couldn't fulfill even the most basic relationship requirement. Congratulations, I guess, but daily turd sandwiches don't seem like a very healthy diet. Of course, all cheaters deserve the same treatment. I used female pronouns here because the post was directed at men. I love my soon-to-be ex-wife way more than she could ever imagine. All that love flew out the window at the very first sign of her cheating on me. Maybe I was not that available, I took up more hours after she lost her job, or that loving sometimes, at the end of a day of staring at a screen, sometimes you just need to crash. But all of this could have been prevented only if she had raised her concerns. Instead, she walks away. Fine. She made her bed. One thing I missed out mentioning in this post is the difference between a mistake and a choice. A mistake is me adding too much sugar to my coffee without realizing it. One simply does not make the mistake of infidelity. It is most definitely a choice. So that excuse "it was just a drunken mistake" holds no water at all. And that's it for this video, guys. If you have thoughts to share, leave a comment below. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you like this content. I'll catch you in the next one. Good day, everyone.